Hi friends and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hello. My name's George Agambar and I'm a UK music producer. Today is the third video of my brand new short series. This series takes you through the basics of recording your very first song. The very basics. So even if you have never dived into the wonderful world of audio production, by the end of this series you should feel confident in recording and producing your first ever song. So make sure you stay tuned and hit the subscribe button and notification bell to follow along.
And things will never be the same when I hear your name since you kissed me in the rain.
In the previous video, we had a look at interfaces, how to choose them, how to use them, and how to connect them. And we've also had a look at all the basic equipment you need to be able to record. Today, we're going to be having a look at monitoring and the different ways to listen to our mixes. As I mentioned in a previous video, having monitors isn't completely necessary, as you can listen to your mixes through your computer or laptop or phone speakers. However, listening to our mixes through a pair of monitors will give us a much more accurate idea of how they sound and help us achieve better results. So let's get straight into it. We have two main options for ways we can listen to our mixes. These are through headphones or through studio monitors. You can get away with listening through just one of these options, but in reality, most producers and engineers will listen through both. There are advantages to each. Headphones tend to be slightly cheaper and don't disturb those around you. You have the choice between open-backed and closed-back headphones, so there's a really wide variety to choose from. Open-backed is the recommended style. However, either one is going to be much better than listening to your mixes through your laptop, computer or phone speakers. Monitors tend to be more expensive than headphones. They usually have built-in amplifiers. And they don't colour the sound of your mixes as much as headphones do. And you can work for longer on monitors before developing ear fatigue. I'll leave some links to popular brands of both headphones and monitors down in the description. Here is a basic Kali speaker that has lots of the common features that you're likely to find on your studio monitors. Here is the power switch and where we plug in the kettle lead that should be supplied with the monitors. Then we have the input ports. This is where we plug in the balanced jack-to-jack leads from our interface output ports. Then here we can plug in an RCA lead that can connect the monitors directly to your computer. This is the volume dial for the monitor. I like to leave this in the middle and then control the volume using either my interface or the computer. These monitors also have some EQ controls to change the sound of the speakers to adjust the positioning of them within the room. I would really recommend using these if your monitors have this feature, as it really does make a difference. Now let's have a look at how to position the monitors. Positioning your monitors is really important, perhaps even more important than you may think, and there are a few things we need to consider when choosing where to put them. Firstly, we need to make sure that they're away from any surfaces, so they're not against a wall and they're not in a corner. And this is because the sound will reflect off these surfaces and colour the sound of the mix that we're hearing, so we won't get an accurate portrayal of how our mix sounds. And this is also why it's recommended that you put your monitors on stands, or if you don't have any stands, to put them on foam pads which will absorb these reflections. Next, we need to make sure that the monitors are angled towards us, and this is because high frequencies are highly directional. And so if the monitors aren't angled towards us, we're not going to hear all of the high frequencies in our mix, and again we won't get an accurate portrayal of how our mix sounds. And then finally, we need to make sure that our monitors are at the right height. We want the tweeters to be at ear level. And again, this is to do with the directionality of high frequencies, as the tweeters are the parts of the speakers that produce the high frequencies. So there are some things that we should look to avoid when thinking about monitoring. We don't need to spend a lot of money on really expensive room treatment. To do this properly would cost us a small fortune. It's much better and much cheaper to learn how mixes will sound in the room we're in and to learn how to minimise the effects of our room sound whilst editing. We also want to avoid listening to our mixes at really loud volumes for prolonged amounts of time. Now this can be really tempting because often things sound a lot more exciting and sometimes even better when they're loud. However, it can cause ear fatigue and even long-term ear damage that we can't undo. So whilst it's tempting, please don't do it. So that's monitoring and the different ways to listen to our mixes. In the next video, we're going to be looking at how to set up a microphone for recording vocals or acoustic instruments. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions or thoughts in the comments. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and I will see you again very soon.